You can probably skip to about the first minute 45 to 2 minutes. The wait times with my duo. The hamster and the somber were my last match.
Me too. No one else wants
And they didn't perform, and they fed very, very badly.
Okay.
So I'd asked them to switch the first time around, and they didn't.
Gotcha.
So I was a little tilted because I knew that the hamster was going to feed, and he does almost instantaneously.
That's feels bad. Your mic's really quiet.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
I you turn up to like 200, and I was like, dude, I still can barely hear you.
Yeah, no, sorry. I had it further up away from my head.
Oh, okay. So that's gonna be fun having a feeding hamster, but we can still get a value.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
There we go. Good stuff.
That's fine. The charge, kind of unnecessary.
The charge, I didn't think we were actually going to
Gonna kill
follow up
him?
with the damage and kill him, so I was trying to ensure that I could kill him, and then I saw he died, and I was like, well, I just wasted charge.
Yeah. Okay, wait. So what? Elo. This is silver.
Silver gold.
Silver
it
gold.
was 1985
Okay.
at the current. Yeah. Just random fire strikes.
Yeah, those are good. D-Mech the Diva. That's perfect. Flash check on the Diva.
Necessary, but
Okay, so throughout this whole thing, what do you think you should be doing? Even if your hamster's feeding? Because you haven't done it
checking
once.
the rest of my teammate.
No. I don't think you even said what target you're on the whole time.
Oh, yeah. My comms were a little screwed up. It does show that I was talking, and then sometimes it would come through, and sometimes it wouldn't. Usually I would be calling for what I was going for.
Oh, okay. I just can't hear. Okay, that makes sense. As long
Yeah.
as you were, then you're good to go.
I'm usually a very big talker because I play Zarya a lot.
Okay. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so for playing with the... So the first off, playing with the Hammond, you know that he's going to want to look for engages. So
Yeah.
it's best...
I got right into it.
Yeah, so then where you'd want to start the engage is... Like if you, in the beginning, you got here kind of late, so it was kind of like awkward. But you can playing like up here, you get like the fire strikes. And then after like they push up, you like why don't you play this corner, and then it's waiting for your Hammond, like letting your Hammond know to like do the engages. So then when he gets the pile drive onto these guys, then that's when you engage. Because I think most of the time they were, I guess like if your Hammond's not really helping, then it doesn't really do much. But you want to try and like,
Do what you can.
yeah, you have to try and whatever combo with what you got, but
Yeah. And I mean, my Mercy was in voice chat with me. We had been a duo for most of the day, and we'd actually done pretty positive, so him and I were in sync for the most part.
Okay.
Our Anna was actually okay as well. I just didn't protect them very well overall, and I feel bad for them because they were doing really well.
Yeah, some of those games just you really can't do much.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's see. Get off hamster.
Wow.
Okay, so
That
since he's
doesn't help.
okay. So since he's on hamster, what tank do you think you should be picking? If you don't have like a Zarya or anything.
Diva or Monkey.
So it's usually Monkey. Monkey's usually the better. Monkey Hammond's usually pretty good. That's what I run. If somebody like, it's just you have a lot more value, and based on like since you have like the Junkrat and stuff like that, you're trying to like hold them at chokes. So Winston, especially on this map, allows you to like play the high grounds and then just drop on top of them. So
Yeah.
Even though because Ryan right now, you're going to be going into the fight without bubbles, without really any help, honestly, because you have the Junkrat as well. So he's kind of just like spamming from like a distance. So they can just easily push onto you, and then you can't really do anything to save yourself. So in this situation, you'd want to switch to Winston.
Yeah, okay.
So it's just thinking, like, even though Ryan might, you're more comfortable, or it's, I don't know, they're running a Ryan or something.
On Ryan.
Yeah.
From PS4 to PC than Monkey, and my ability to play Reinhardt from PS4 is, hey, I did like 57 hours of Ryan, and I'm giving myself to platinum on one of my rises with Ryan, so I'm like, okay, I can do this. I can actually do it. And then I'm like, no, I'm just feeding the fuck out of that.
Yeah. So I hear like the better pick would be to pick Winston, but if you're more comfortable on Ryan, that's just like, it's up to you. Ryan's still decent. It's just you're not going to have the amount of support. So if you're getting run over a lot, then the easier pick would have just been a swap, and especially since, let me see what their team comp was. After every fight, you should always be. Okay, there we go. Let's see here. Okay, so
I push tab a lot.
Okay, so against their team comp, Winston is also pretty good, just because you can jump on this guy, get her, you can get Junkrat. The only people that you're really gonna kill is the Hammond, but since you have a Sombra, once you hack him, he's like hard feeding, right? But that's just hindsight stuff now. Switching to Shatter.
The duo wasn't ever in voice chat, so I could never communicate with them.
Oh, okay.
Pop up here.
Oh, that's a big Shatter.
Yeah, he gets better.
They have no shield, so that's the one plus of playing Ryan, and if they don't,
I do something really stupid in about a minute.
Oh, yeah, that. Okay. So what was the go-to plan here? Because you don't even see them, right? I think you just get lucky, honestly.
Oh, I know, absolutely. This was me being really annoyed, and I just wanted to get in, waste Shatter, and then either switch to something else or see if I could live.
Okay.
And if I lived, I'd stay Ryan, but if I died, I'd probably just go either Diva or like an Orisa or something, and just try and kind of play it out and play back, because I knew I wasn't making a big impact as Ryan. So I wanted to switch.
Okay.
But I wasn't sure if, I can't just run back to spawn. I'm a giant German man in armor. It's gonna take me forever. So it's either feed the enemy's ults or wait to die by an ultimate, but by that point I might have Shatter again.
Okay. So so even if you wanted to go back and like swap and stuff with Ryan against their team comp, like they don't really have any shield presence, so you could honestly just, because you're pretty much in every game you're playing against the clock, right? So you can just sit there with like shield on the cart for every like engagement, and then you might be able to shut off like down to like 3 minutes or 2 minutes, because they couldn't push past and actually kill you without your team getting picked and something on shield. So even if you want to go in and like swap real quick, the best thing isn't to like charge. You can just still like hold aggressively at this corner, right? And then it still accomplishes what you're trying to do, but it just breaks down more time for them, so then they don't have time to do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I didn't even look for the. I should pay attention to that. Let me see. Someone brought up something about Shatter, and then when was the Shatter? Is it coming up? I should actually. That's a good thing, chat. I should be paying attention to what you do after the Shatter. Okay. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So after you get the Shatter, okay. So why did you charge?
For this,
yeah.
I knew that I had my entire team behind me, and I knew I could at least secure 2 kills for this fight. I didn't I see that immediately my Junkrat got killed, and so I saw that the Mercy had been pushed away to the left by herself, and she came through me, so I knew that I could kill her.
I think she's pushed because of your pin.
Yeah, my pin, which was getting the Hanzo.
Yeah.
My target prioritization was going for the Mercy on the pin, but the Hanzo was just in front of her.
Okay.
I had thought of going for the Diva or the Moira, but the Hanzo and the Mercy seemed to be doing more work than anything else from what I had seen.
Okay.
So I had gone for them as the target's priority.
Okay. So like your thought process stuff is fine, but okay, so when they shatter, they're on the ground for a couple seconds, right? And you have your fire strike up. So after you shatter, always want to look for your fire strike, and then you want to walk up, and then you could have probably maybe got a swing, and then that's when you like the charge is the absolute last thing that you do once you get a shatter, because one, like if you shatter once you get a big thing, it knocks them away. So then what you could have done is, like after you shattered, you throw your fire strike, right? So you shatter, now you see those two. So now you throw your fire strike, and then you could see if you get close enough to get the swing, and if not, then you can go for the charge, because you're still gonna be able to pin them before they can get up and use movement abilities. Because like for Hanzo, if you fire strike and like one swing, it pretty much should almost kill him, if not kill him if you have your team like damaging up. So every time you shatter, you always want to throw your fire strike, and then you want to charge last as like a last resort thing. Or if you see like a Lucio or somebody has like an ultimate, like you knew like, okay, they have trance or something, okay, then it's fine to go for those heroes like pretty soon, because you want to make sure that they get the kill. But fire strike's always, since you have it up after you get the shatter, pin is like the last thing that you want to look for. It shouldn't be like your first instinct just to pin right afterwards, because it does like, you know, knock people away, and then now they're probably all got up, so now you can't even look for a fire strike or anything like whatever. Because if you did your fire strike in the beginning, it also would be up again even if you just pinned. So then now you'll
also have more ultimate charge, wouldn't I?
Yeah. So then so then the Mercy would have, you still get the Mercy here, but then she would have just been like one hit to like whatever begin with if you didn't get killed beforehand.
Yeah, because I use my fire strike to damage her and then swing.
Yeah. So it's still fine. It's just always the fire strike after you do the shatter now.
Priority and target of my abilities and the use of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then my stupidity.
Yeah, this was an interesting way. Yeah, so
the hamster let me get the health pack and then just walks away.
Yeah, this guy's
And then I slide through the entire team.
You shouldn't be able to get away with this.
I shouldn't. I had 30 health. I should have been dead after I hit that Mercy. And I'm back in.
Okay, so yeah, holding here is fine. It's a team comp.
I solo shattered the Mercy. I don't know.
Did you okay. So against their team comp, you have the thing. Do you think this is a good shatter though?
No, absolutely not. It's wasted. It's a complete waste. I could have killed the Mercy by myself without the shatter. All I had to do was push W and M1.
Yeah, because this way she's running into your team. That's like right here. So you're there like that way. Plus, they have the Winston bubble, so you have a chance that she uses her, you know,
GA.
Yeah, like she can boop into there, and then the shatter wouldn't be worse. So it's always like not really risky and not a good idea to try and shatter when you see like bubbles up, because people, you know, the game might bug out and like they get through before it goes off or whatever.
Yeah.
And then seeing that she's running into your team, there's not a real reason. And then the other is, you know, how you got the big shatter last time. They have to push through the choke point, so you know that you can get a high value shatter off of, because they have no shields or anything. So then you could just
when I shattered this, I knew instantaneously this was not a good shatter, and I felt bad about it. I just didn't say anything because I'm Reinhardt. I can get another shatter in a single fight if I place properly.
Yeah. Okay. As long as you know now, you're fine. Oh, you did 50 damage to Vince's shield.
I was kicking myself in the middle of that. I was like, fuck, I shouldn't have done that. but I didn't say anything because it doesn't help the team and it doesn't mean anything at that point in time because I've used it.
Unless you were asserting dominance over the Mercy, then, you know, whatever.
I don't solo shatter Anos. I'm not AceOFSpades.
Assert the dominance. We're doing VOD review? Yeah, we are.
That was a very bad pin on my part. I meant to go a little bit more to the right.
Yeah, okay, so... Oh, okay, yeah, I think you just missed the thing. But you're like angled.
I meant to go for the corner.
Okay.
Pin onto the corner where that tree is, right where the L is, and it just didn't connect.
Okay. Okay, so one thing is the thing about this is the only time you'd want to do these types of engages if your Hammond was getting like the slam in or something. You shouldn't be looking for like charging plays when their whole team is here, because when you get up when you face like other opponents, if you try and pin and you're like right here, you're like their whole team is right here, right? So they can all just turn and then focus you, and then on off chance, yeah, if Lucio's here, he can boop you, so then now you're all the way back here anyways. So then you're putting your like there's no real reason for you to push past because you're holding the choke point. This choke point right here, they can't push into you, so you can just sit here for as long as you want, and they have to be the ones to make an aggressive move, and then you wait for them to make a mistake or blow cooldowns and then engage. Because right now, you're putting yourself at like a huge risk trying to go for the charges in the first place, and then you risk like LOSing your healers or them just all turning on you, you know? So just seeing like on defense, like you don't have to try and go for these plays unless you see an opportunity to do it. And they've like wasted their speed boost, you know, they wasted like a Zarya bubble, so then, you know, you can engage if they're running Rhine and like, you know, plays like that.
Yeah. And I mean, we're gonna see that come to fruition in about 30 seconds. That's our Sombra's EMP. Diva takes off, Monkey takes the fight with me.
Yeah, now you're so far away from your team, they can't really...
And I charge Minefield. I didn't play Minesweeper with my team, and I killed 2 of them. Our junk got a nice tire. Mercy reses our Junkrat, but I noticed that they res the Moira.
Somehow you're still alive.
Somehow I'm still alive.
No!
this and then my mic's working.
See, this shouldn't be happening.
It shouldn't be, and I know this.
It's fine. I mean, okay, so at least you know what you should be doing. So yeah, next time, like, you can just, you always want to look for, like, for Ryan, you want to play, like, you know, corner to corner, then, like, you can have them play the engages. So now, okay, so their team comp, they have Winston and Ryan or whatever. So what do you think you should be doing with against this team comp that they have? What do you think, like, your objective is?
I should be backing up and playing with my team.
Because Winston, since they're running like the Winston stuff, he can dive wherever, so you're gonna need to like play back. And then with the Ryan, since you can probably take like the Ryan fights, but then you also have to realize that you're the shield for like their shatters and stuff. So then I'm gonna hope, like, do you ult track against like enemy Ryans and stuff?
Yes,
okay.
I do as much ult tracking as I possibly can. If I'm not sure, then I generally say that, hey, they might be close to it, be careful.
Okay.
Yeah, I got 4 gold medals. 4 gold medals means nothing.
Yeah, that was a good shatter. But if they pin, that's fine.
I didn't hear the primal go off, and so I wasn't listening for that audio cue. I was more engaged with the Reinhardt and was not paying attention.
Okay, I want to see something here. Okay. Why do you fight like this?
The turrets, because it's just more damage and ult charge for the sim. If I can get 1 or 2 of them, it makes a little bit easier for my team to get into spaces.
Okay. When you swing, do you pay attention to how low enemies get and like their HPs and stuff?
Generally, yes.
Okay. Should you take a...
I should have taken a look at the Reinhardt. I probably could have fired.
Yeah, like watch Ryan's HP.
Yeah, I should have fired.
And you hit him with that one so that he's like a millimeter. So I see like for... I can't even fucking pause out the frame, but whatever. We'll just like pause it, whatever, when they put the things up. Okay, so actually I'll just do it when I get back. Whatever. So you could have like where fire strikes the Ryan, and then anyways, yeah, and then anyways, since they're Valkyrie and stuff, you're kiting back here anyways. So throwing a fire strike on these, it doesn't really do anything because your team's all the way back here, so they're not gonna get like affected by those turrets at all. So that you're pretty much just trying to get as much damage as you can now, and then build up to get your next shatter since you had just used. So you're trying to get as much, whatever, ult charge as possible, and then that's whoever the Mercy I guess is getting hit by it. But
I knew that the Ryan had shatter
mm-hmm.
because he hadn't used it in a little while. Like he'd been out on the field enough that he's done enough damage that he could probably have it.
Yeah.
I was thinking to myself, and I don't know if I blocked this one or not.
Okay.
I did try to keep the music down as much as possible.
That's fine. So yeah, holding this corner is good. Okay.
They've got a Pharah, so I decided to back up and not play the corner where I can get booped into them.
Okay. Okay, why did you charge though? Because okay, so you're coming back. You hear the Pharah, right?
I hear the Pharah. I know that she's center choke.
Okay.
And I know that my positioning is enough that if she uses her concussion blast and pushes me into the small room, that the Ryan and Diva are gonna jump me.
Okay.
Because I noticed that they had a Diva instead of a monkey.
Okay. So you can think about that. That's fine. Like that's like a right thing. But okay. So like where your DPS, like this is the corner that you can like hold, and like Pharah is not gonna kill you through shield. So you pretty much just wasted. You could have just hold shield, right? And then you could just walk back because your junk and your Mercy are up here helping you. So when you charge back here, you're leaving them open to do every spam. Like you could just easily turn your shield around and then walk back as you're telling your team, hey, let's, kite back or whatever. Because you're just charging back. So this is like opening up, like the team is like being like kind of like selfish, like just jumping back, and then now your team, you're gonna have to push up anyways. And then the charge on still wasn't necessary because you're close enough to where you're not going to get knocked in there since you already got outside, right? If you were still inside, if you were like inside there still, then okay, you can pin hours if you're stuck. But since you're already out, there's no need to waste charge because now you don't have it for a counter pin or, an engagement that your Hammond might be doing soon.
Okay.
Because now since you're in the Ryan battles, you always have to think about, okay, like if they get a pin on, do you get to be able to ready to do like the counter pins and, all that stuff for your team?
Yes. They also brought the Fun Brigade out with Brig.
Yeah.
And I got my charge back there.
Yeah, that's fine. Charging out like that's fine. Okay.
I got you.
Okay. I'm just gonna pause it here. Okay. So, how many are you down right now?
At least 3.
Okay. So what's your decision? Like, what's your reasoning behind pushing up right now?
Is to either die quickly
mm-hmm.
or make them back up. If they think that, okay, we've got everybody coming back, because this is silver, not everybody pays attention to the spawn timers.
Mm-hmm. But you wanna get to masters, right?
I do want to get to masters.
Okay.
I want to not be a silver scrub.
Okay.
So I gotta play a lot better.
Okay. So yeah, so the first thing is like, even like, you know, as you know, you've watched like playing stuff, everyone calls for resets and like, you know, re-engagements, or we tell people to die cart, right? So what's the reasoning behind people calling to die cart?
Die cart is you need a full reset, so just jump on the cart, waste as much time as possible.
Okay.
And then die so that you can reset with the rest of the team.
Okay. And like, let's say, so you can get a recontest onto the
Point
on the
at a
same
later
point, right?
second time, yeah. So
Okay.
it's usually point Bs that you want to do that one because it's
Okay.
harder to do, right?
So your team, half your team is dead, right?
Yeah, and then
you're
not a really good contention space either.
okay. So you're out here, you walk all the way out here. So what you should be doing right now is make, okay, let's get a full reset, and you can walk inside. There's no reason to try and go to cart now, because okay, so you have to think about it. You can break down every map into, you can do like 2 or 3 fights for every phase, right? This map is maybe probably like a 2 fight if there have people on cart. So if you want to take a fight on here, it's either at that choke point or before the other house, or it's going to be a one point fight. So them having the cart right here, even if you die on cart, you're not going to be able to get back in time to take another fight, right? So the better option is you just walk out and then respawn with your team, since they're going to be like respawning soon, and then you can push out together. Because you pushing up by yourself like this, they all can just jump on you. There's no real reason for you to be up here, because you're not going to accomplish anything, because they're going to be able to cap the point without you anyways, because it's so close. So you guys have to keep in mind of like where the cart is, and like, so you're like, okay, if I reset and jump on cart, am I going to be able to get back in time before the cart caps to the second point to be able to fight? Or is it better for me just to walk out than re-engage, because I'm going to be with my full team, right? Because right now, full HP, you can just easily walk out, and then if you notice the cart is up here anyways, it's a one fight like determined for like if you hold the second point or not now, because it's so close. If the cart was all the way like back here, and then you can walk up and try and like stall the cart, because you know you're gonna come back in time by the time like the cart reaches like this corner, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yes, it does make a lot of sense.
Because like right now, like there's just no real reason for you to push up like this.
Just feeding.
Yeah. Because you're not really gonna make them push away, and then now you're just taking the fight when your whole team's not here.
Bad, Mercy. We're on the wrong side.
Turned and went to where I could.
Okay. Alright, we're just gonna rewind this a little bit.
Wrong side.
Okay. So you're pushing up, where we're taking the engagement. There's nothing really you can do about that Mercy, because whatever.
Yeah,
like she is in the right spot for whatever. Like since your team was whole fine, like she could have, if she had her Guardian Angel, she could have like flown to you. I think she was just trying to get out.
Yeah, she had just GA'd to
Yeah, the Hammond. Okay.
It feels bad, but doesn't matter. Shit
Okay.
happens.
So now your team is down the Mercy. What do you think? So who's like the what? Where do you think you should try and look to position yourself now, since you're down your one healer?
We're down one healer. I know the Anna's behind me on the left, beside jail.
Or to the right? She's.
She moves
Yeah.
to the left.
Oh, okay. Does she?
You'll notice I look behind. She's right behind me.
Oh, I guess she did. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's good
Trying to make sure
positioning.
that she was okay. Sombra EMPs. I get booped.
Booped, yeah.
Feels bad, but whatever.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so positioning like that, you always want to make sure like the Ana's like with you, because if you have a shield on Ana, then you might be able to make a play still and survive. So that was good.
Throw a random fire strike at the Pharah. Doesn't really matter.
Got the pin on the brig. That's...
With the sim.
You're freaking killing everybody.
Nah, we lose that fight.
Yeah, of course.
But I noticed that the hamster finally goes diva.
Okay,
and
that's
it
good.
does tend to work better for us. We actually do make a little bit more of a statement and a little bit more of an easy fight because the damage absorption from the DM was pretty nice to have around.
Okay. Okay, so I hear people always going like, you know, so many DPS and like so many squishy targets. So, okay, so against this, what do you think Ryan accomplishes? Like what do you think he does against this team comp?
Not much.
Like, what are his strengths? What are his weaknesses?
Well, the strength is I have a giant shield for my Anna and my Junkrat to sit behind, and also my Mercy to come fly to. Against the Junkrat, against the Diva spam, against Sims turrets, and the ability to just lock on. But the Pharah, the Brig, and the Diva are all like Brig and Diva just have to combo shield bash and bomb, and they can kill me and the rest of my team. Pharah can barrage on me, and I can't really do much other than hold shield and die painfully.
Yeah, and then I also think about like these are 2 high damage heroes, so they're gonna break your shield super fast. She's gonna break shield super fast with like the orbs and stuff.
Yeah.
So looking at like their team comp, whenever you run into people playing like one tank or something like that, if you don't have like a Zarya so you can like get her high energy and stuff, what tank do you think would benefit from fighting against this team comp since you're looking at it?
Well, Monkey might deal with a large portion of these because Monkey just zaps Brig, jumps on Junkrat. I can kill the Sim turrets and the Sim pretty easily. Sim can't get a lot of supercharge out of my shield because it's only 600.
Diva can't matrix your zap.
Diva can't matrix my zap, and I mean, Diva versus Monkey is usually an easy fight, so long as I don't feed directly into her face.
Yeah. So every single time like you're resetting to go to points, you should look to see like what their team comp is. Because right now, Monkey, since you have like a Diva anyways, Monkey is pretty good because you can accomplish like you can dive on any of these heroes, you can kill asymmetric turrets, you can pretty much make a lot of space, and going into third point, you can play on the high grounds, right? So you play on the high ground and you just drop down. Far the skybox, it's close enough to where you can just zap her when you're just sitting on the ledges on like most spots. So
really?
Yeah, because
that I didn't know.
Yeah, unless she's like all the way high up in the air, but then it's harder for her to see. So usually she's like around the same like level.
Okay, cool. I'll remember that.
I was saying, like, of course, yeah, they can just fly in the way top, but then usually never fires are never that high, because then the rockets take longer for them to hit, and then it's easier to dodge. So usually they're around that level. So Winston's usually against this team comp. It would have been better to swap to the Monkey because you can counter pretty much like all these heroes, and Ryan doesn't really accomplish much except for holding shield on point, but then it's gonna break so fast because of all this spam. So you pretty much you're not gonna have that much value out of it.
I was mildly impressed with my 7 Earth Shatter. I generally don't ever get that high. Usually it's like
good.
4 or 5.
Yeah, are they gonna? I always do the same thing. I'm not gonna be able to swing and kill those. Fire strike on the brig is good. It's a good slam.
Shatter.
So okay, when you're going for the slams, I can't really hear, but do you say like I'm going for, like I have slam, I'm going for slam, and then I'll like
usually I do mention it.
Okay.
Every so often I do forget to mention it, which is something I'm working on.
Okay. Oh, you almost got the...
I'm really mad.
That's close. Okay. So I want to take a... I want you to take a look. Okay, I think it's back by 5.
Diva bomb, I should have been on point to block that.
That's not so much. Okay. So I know you see, you have to, whenever you're like going to point, especially on like recontest and stuff, you have to pay attention to like everything, especially you want to look at like purple targets. So you have to like, it's like the target focus thing, right? So okay, so what hero, like at the number one, like we're going to fight, okay, what one hero can counter me? What one hero can like win team fights and stuff like that? So Briggs are always like, whenever you go into a fight, you always want to get those out first. So you should be like looking to see, okay, is Brig in a position, you know, to kill or something like that. So you see that she's purple with 1 HP, that's just like, you know, one swing, or get like a fire strike. Symmetra is like an easy target because she has no shields or anything, so if anything you can kill her later on. But Brig is like the highest target you want to try and like focus, because she has like their armor, she can keep heals up and all that stuff, right?
I completely zoned in on the sim, and I didn't even see the Brig.
Yep, the tunnel vision, yeah.
The tunnel vision. I've played against so many sims that are really annoying, and it's just tunnel vision to me, and I wasn't paying attention.
Because then also, we have to think about is, okay, so their cart's super close. So when you take since you pinned here, your next movement thing is to try and get to cart. So now what you would want to be doing is like you look, you can see all this, then you're processing, okay, I need to kill Brig, she's 1 HP. Bam, you kill her, and then while you want to contest point, there's no reason for you to chase Sim because now they're gonna cap point. So what you want to do is just go back to point, and then you're just swinging whatever's on point. So if you see a Diva, okay, kill Diva, Lucio, or whatever you see here, and whatever is within swinging distance to you on cart, or you just hold shield up. You can just turn to this corner, hold shield for your whatever team while you're, you know, facing, you know, this way with shield. And then you're just contesting time and waiting for time for your team to come back, because you going over here to fight the sim is going to open you up to get us, like, you know, C9 the point, and you're not like helping your team at all, if that makes sense, because they don't have a shield, they don't have anything to follow up on, and you're just in a corner swinging on a sim that's off a point.
Yeah, no, that's I tunnel visioned on that and I didn't pay attention. And once I realized what was going on, I didn't say it, but my microphone became muted and I just started swearing.
So always want to pay attention to especially purple targets, because that happened on the Rhine as well. So always be looking at like health bars and stuff like that whenever you're swinging on Rhine, because if you're paying attention to health bars, that's how you get so many fire strike kills, because you see somebody that's off in the distance like really low, so you just throw a fire strike in like the corner that he's going to want to try and move to, right? And then he gets, you know, fire strike or something like that. So always try and be more like attentive, or I don't know, mindful, of what's going on. Yo, thanks for those sauce boss, appreciate it, man. How was your stream? Yeah, so then you weren't there to contest point or do much.
Like, they weren't in voice chat the first round, and I was just really tilted because of it, because I believe in communication being the best way to win a team fight. And if you don't want to communicate, then what are you doing? Yeah,
that's unfortunate. Take out the avoids and add the new ones. Classic Overwatch. One hit for a whole big.
Yeah. I figured I could just do one of the duo and I'd be okay.
Yep.
I mean, they weren't bad. They didn't communicate with us, and I want communication out of my team.
Yeah, that's right. I avoid people if they don't have mics and stuff, because they're like, if you know that, if they know they don't have a mic going into the next game, and then all you do is like focus them hard. So like Winston's like a really good person depending on what heroes they're playing, and then you just hard dive them because you know they're not going to be able to get support. So like remembering like, you know, who doesn't have mics and stuff helps you in like the next matches if you face them again.
Yeah, they said we needed a hit scan, and I was like, well, technically Sombra's a hit scan, so it's even Sombra's job to help deal with the Pharah.
Yeah, so you can get like, okay. So, pinning at a spawn. You think it's a good idea?
No, I was trying to hit the corner, and I'm still getting used to my mouse.
No, wait, this corner? You didn't even try to hit that corner. You're going balls deep, dude.
Corner, the corner.
What, this one?
No, the gray silver box on the left hand side. I didn't pay attention, and I was like,
oh, okay.
And I was like, oh no, wait, no, I'm not going that.
Okay. All right, so yeah.
I generally stop on the little corner box where that Moira orb is, because it's the easiest to stop at.
Okay, so first off, okay, so when you're going out of spawn, you always want to look for, you know, like fire strikes and something like that. You notice that they have the Symmetra turrets right here. Yeah. So pushing out of spawn, you see Mercy's dead. Whenever you see Symmetra turrets, you always want to try and kill those first, right? Because you have the shield, and usually they're within a place where you can swing on them, because they're not that high. So walking out of spawn and you see this, just try and get it, like, it's your job. You can just walk out, swing on them, and then while you're shielding your team as they're pushing up. It's 100% never a good idea to go for a pin like this, because the team is usually going to be around this area, and it's easy for them just to focus you, because you can't put shield up, right? So you can't put shield up, you're charging super deep, so you're going to be way out of your team, like line of sight, and they're not going to be that close with you. So it's better just to like walk out of spawn with like shield and just like walk up normally. Or if you're going to go for a pin, then it's legit just to like the blue car, and then, you know, you're good to go. Because going up anywhere over here at the start of the game, like, you know, your other team's gonna be like right behind this corner, so there's no real reason to try and get up that fast, since your team's gonna be all the way like far behind you anyways.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not like, you know, your team, nobody killed the Symmetra turret, so they're still back there, so you have no healers, and then you're coming back to this, you know, corner anyways.
Monkey top right. Monkey top right.
Keep backing up.
Like, that's the corner that I generally pin to.
Yeah, your team's not really dealing with the Pharah. Oh, there you go.
I got mad because the Pharaoh was just getting uncontested, and she was just making like painful decisions.
Okay.
That was me charging. I do that a lot. It's me being frustrated.
So then you,
I just charge into the wall just to like.
So did you?
Like,
were you looking to pin, or were you looking to pin this guy?
No.
Okay, so you meant to hit
pin
the
wall just because I was frustrated.
Okay.
I do that when I'm frustrated. As Reinhardt, I just pin the wall right in front of me because I'm just mad, and I'm like, okay, fuck. Don't do something stupid. Here's the charge off of cooldown, so I can't do something stupid.
Okay, but then you don't have your pin to like counter pin.
Yeah, I know.
Or
it's a weird habit of mine that I do stupidly.
You could just like swing. You could just hit the wall with your hammer. You know, just like swing and like put your spray. Like this, what you can do. You get just find a Reinhardt spray. And just spray it on the wall. That's why do you think like pros just spray and then they just swing 24/7, you know? Get all that frustration out, because now like wasting resources isn't going to help you in the long run, because you need to have the pin up, because now when you walk up to engage and the Ryan's going to be playing close, you could look for pins like against this corner, or if he tries to pin you, you can counter pin him, so now your whole team's together and they can try and get the resets, right? But yeah, I get, you know, yeah, I get charging walls is, you know, if it helps you deal with it, but it's not going to help you in the long run, because you're just wasting like cooldowns for no apparent reason.
Yep.
I'll get her.
Okay. So right now, going into the fight, what are you trying to do right now?
Right now, I am waiting for the rest of my team to come join me.
Okay.
At least they should be joining me. I played a little bit too far to the left at this point with the Farah, but I was trying to get her to focus more on me instead of the soldier that was trying to get through the choke to kill her.
Okay.
I know that the Zen had her discorded so that if I could make space for the soldier to get a couple of shots on her, it might be able to kill her and we can make the push.
Okay. So, where do you think...
I should have been playing the right corner instead.
So, you going... So, I think Farah isn't really paying attention to where you're at. She's looking at the DPS that are trying to kill her, right? So, when pushing through, you turning your shield this way is now opening it up to her shooting the soldier for free. Because before she had to shoot through a shield and soldier could hide behind your shield. So, you pushing up like this, those people are still in main. They haven't even came close to you. So then... like
I'm making their job harder. Yeah,
like they're just getting free spam in. So against like a Farah, it'd be better if you walk through and then once you see them like rotate to this corner, then you can turn and like do it, right? But you just going this way is not really helping. It's helping you save shield, but you're not actually helping your team get through chokes. Especially against Farahs, you want to make sure your team can go through chokes. Like even just use like the left and right click or whatever, so you can see your team as they're walking through. It's like turning your camera around backwards if you really need to, but it'll just help you because you want to make sure your team can get through chokes safely. That's your job. And then after that, then you can start looking to take spaces. But your number one job is to get them to a safe spot so then they can like help you into the next fight.
All right, cool.
Because now, because then also right now, instead of fire striking what do you think?
Fire striking either the Reinhardt, the Brig. If I can land it on the Sim, maybe.
Yeah, because I don't think they have. I don't know if they have the Zarya, but because so your job when you're starting off is trying to build up your ult charge. And so right now you're at like 63 or whatever. So you always want to be looking to fire strike the Rhine because if you get your ult, then you can try and make a play on it, right? So fire striking these when you don't have your ult is kind of pointless as you're walking through because you have a soldier, he can just walk through and destroy. You can just ask him to kill it or something. So if it's within like swinging distance, yeah, it's fine. Or if you haven't got your, or if you have your ult, because then you don't really need the fire strike. But right now, like your number one goal is to get them through choke and build your ult. So you should always be looking to, you know, farm your ult as fast as possible.
Okay.
There, she's down. Got her.
Yeah, because, okay. Let's real. Chances of fire striking a Farah. What are the odds?
0.001.
Okay.
But the D.Va's low, and...
Is that your D.Va or the enemy D.Va?
My D.Va.
Okay.
I know my D.Va is at least a quarter health. So... I didn't see that the Mercy had actually killed the Farah.
Okay.
Because I'm starting my charge animation to go for the Brig that's in front of me. I mean, we obviously counter pin each other and just hit the ground, but this is where the fun starts.
Okay. Because right now you've wasted 2 fire strikes and you're still at 63% ult. So if you had thrown your fire strike on Ryan, it's pretty much almost a guarantee because he's so close. You would be up to like 70, 80%, if not more if you hit somebody else. And then you just need one swing, shatter. There you go. There's your win condition. Because right now you're pretty much putting your team at disadvantage throwing fire strike at the Farah. That's, you know, it's probably not going to hit. The chances are really low, and you don't even have shatter yet. So yeah, so you still don't have the shatter for like the next fight. They used whatever. I don't know how many people are left, but
the Brig just jumped around me and just circled me. I didn't even see her behind me. I didn't also look behind me.
I cannot heal.
Which is my fault. Like, I see the brig go forward, and I think she's following the Rhine, so I see the Rhine come back, and I was like, okay, I can kill the Rhine. Where's the brig?
Yeah, brig just does brig things.
The sim was just getting on my nerves.
Yeah, like if nobody kills the turret, yeah, it does.
Like that turret sat there for like half the round.
Yeah.
It's whatever. It's good placement. Nobody paid attention to it. She did a good job.
Okay. So I hear that you're getting frustrated. I hear it. So it'll.
This is the point where I get really frustrated because, you know, I know that my team is doing what they can, and I know that they are trying to do things, but at the same time, I know we're not having the impact that we should, and that is getting to the point where, okay, what needs to change?
Yeah. Okay. So you see, you pinned up close. And you, like, as you're pinning, you saw where your team's at, right? So they're all back on the second corner, right? So they're pushing up right now. So then you're going for the slam. They're not
slam because the brig is in front of me. I should have waited to either kill her or get the diva because I hadn't seen the brig slam either.
So you're lucky that she didn't get the stun onto you, and then since she has the shield, it's probably it could get blocked. So it's not like this is a really high risk, low reward type thing. And also your team is still probably like 5 feet backwards because they haven't even pushed through choke yet, right? So as you're coming through, you'd be like, hey, I'm gonna look for a shatter, and then as your team's pushing through, because they need to destroy these sim turrets that are over the walls and stuff, right? So if you're going through this choke point and you're still having trouble, honestly, you can just go through security and then whatever, you can try and throw them off or something, right? If they have this first, because basically for sim, they're probably gonna have everything up here, but they're not gonna have it on the other side. So you can just walk through this choke and then set up here. You can hold shield this way, have your soldier and stuff play behind it, and then there you go. Now you just flip the map on them, and then they don't have their sim turrets anywhere. Yeah. So you can think about that type of stuff, but
I had thought of that at one point, but with the sim, I figured she'd probably either have at least 1 or 2 turrets in there, or the brig would just come in and have her fun.
But yeah, so yeah, this is pretty risky because you haven't even killed the sim turrets, and that's pretty much what you get like this hard melted by. So it's kind of just wasted. It's hard not to get tilted.
Yeah, the brig was actually in the process of trying to slam me. I just got my shatter off faster.
Yeah.
There was something there. At least I thought there was.
That was like the far explosion from a rocket.
Yeah, I immediately turned around and I was like, what the fuck was that? Troll fire strike.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So
Dad, I dropped the shield at the wrong time, and I should have been counting on his shatter because I knew that there was at least 2 others behind me.
Okay. All right. So pushing through, Winston is right there, right? I think he's kind of low. He just uses jump. So, what do you think the better option would have been?
To chase the monkey.
You can just walk through, you can kill him, and then now you're up 1, and now you can go into the fight normally. Because now Winston's gonna get his ult up. Since you're gonna be trying to push main, right? He's gonna be coming from behind and then getting on all your healers that are right there in the back. So since he's so far in the back, it's better to just turn, kill him, and then start focusing forward because he has so much pressure for your backline. Only like in certain cases you just let somebody be if they're like super far back. But especially since like this choke point is like so close to your spawn, that it would have been better if you, since you saw him waste his mobility, just to kill him. If he still had his jump and everything and walked out, then yeah, whatever, you're not going to kill him. But since you know he wasted resources, then you want to go for the aggressive. So always pay attention, like if they use their movements or something like that. And he just gets the Send off.
I just dropped my shield at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Our Zen saves my ass completely.
Come on, soldier. Come on, come on.
I don't know where the rest of my team went with that after that transcendence.
Yeah, I don't think they're even close to you.
Soldier, I know pops visor because I hear the animation.
Mm-hmm.
But Mercy gets the res.
Go for the pin, that's fine.
Stupid pin on the Moira.
Ryan's one.
Yeah, he's not really. He's low enough. He had probably about 3 bars of health, but I figured
Nice.
with 5
Did enough
people on point,
damage.
we actually might be able to get it.
11.6 damage. 27 limbs.
27 limbs. Real fun.
I just ate a fire strike for free.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what I'm seeing a lot with your fire strikes, which is kind of a bad habit, you throw them out there, but you aren't taking into account where the team is and what you're actually trying to hit. So you're throwing one up here. Last time you threw it at, like, you know, the Pharah. You threw it at, you know, a turret that was up top. Because, okay, so when you're going through these choke points, I don't know if you even see it. Walk out and I'll, like, once you kill those, I guess. Okay, so looking through here, where, I guess it's kind of blurry, but like, where do you think you should be looking to throw fire strikes?
A little bit to the left where that giant fireball is on my screen.
Like,
in that
there's,
area.
because you know, okay, so when you're looking to throw fire strikes, you want to look for spots where it's all about a prediction game. You want to throw it where you think they're going to be moving. So, you know, if they're moving through a choke point, you want to throw it in front of them. So then they're going to run into it. If they're, you know, if they have to come through middle, then you're throwing it down through middle, and then you're going to get the fire strikes. Because if you throw it in, like, awkward spots, there probably is not going to be somebody there, or is, like, you're not going to get that much value out of it. So you always, like, use your fire strike to do, you know, you can do as much damage as possible. Unless somebody's won, then you can, you know, try and, like, focus him. But try and always look for spots that you know the team's going to be coming through, and then that's where you throw your fire strike, because then you're going to have a higher success chance of it actually hitting somebody, and that's how you build your shatter up so fast.
Okay.
I got you, EV up.
Yeah, I think the cart just walks in front. Yeah, that's that's unfortunate.
Meh, I should have been paying attention to that.
Yeah.
As well.
While tracking the enemy Rhino if he knew he had it.
Yeah, I thought he had it. I wasn't sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't say anything because I wasn't.
So that pin's fine.
That was me looking the wrong way. I meant to go for the monkey when he was jumping on everything.
Okay. I'm going to replay that because we'll just pretend that didn't happen. But okay. So you know that their team is all by the cart. So there wasn't like a real reason for you to shatter behind you. Yeah, there's maybe you got the monkey that jumped behind or something. But if he's behind, then he doesn't have a bubble, right? He's not going to be able to block anything main. So you can just get a free shatter onto cart.
Yeah.
Or, you know, if you focus around, then you can get the shatter. So doing that is like another high risk, like very low reward, unless you know monkey just used his leap, and then sure, shatter him, get the kill or whatever. But you have no idea if he still has his leap. You kind of just, you know, 180, you know, turned and shattered, and then be getting value because you couldn't see anything, right?
Yeah, and it didn't pay out.
So this is good. You want to be playing that front corner. Yeah, this corner is fine. Down, that's actually a big bomb. Okay.
We're just not going to mention that one.
That one too? Was just drop both of those shatters?
We're just gonna walk away from that one. That one was just a shit ult.
Okay.
I knew it too.
Yeah, your Diva Bomb your Diva Bomb got 4 kills. There wasn't really much of it. You didn't need it. So like when you go into fights, if you listen to like the comms, like when we're playing, it's okay, we have 5 ults, let's not try and use them all at once, whatever. So of course, sometimes they get used, but you want to make sure that you don't waste those ults, because now you need ults to re-engage and fight them on like the next engagement, right? So if you had Shatter this fight, then you could have just, looked for the Shatter this play and then been good to go.
Well, I mean, I killed the run. I could have shattered these 3 before.
This is a good pin on Brig. That's where you want to be focusing. Maybe only shatters fast, but that was a good shatter on the Rhine.
It doesn't matter if I don't use them right.
Yeah. So shattering the Rhine was fine. I think you still had the chance to win. It's just your team. I don't know if you call to like everybody follow up on Rhine. That'd be like, okay. So the thing is, even sometimes I have trouble doing this. Right when you get a shatter, you need to yell out what like you want focus, right? So if you say after you get like a shatter, be like, okay, focus Rhine, or something like that. And, like I know if you get like a big slam, it's like, oh dude, big slam. You're like hyped up in the moment and you don't really like say anything, but like the best thing to do is to start calling targets so everybody can focus and kill everything like bang 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 once they're all on the ground. So you shattered the Rhine, but then there wasn't enough follow up or anything to actually kill him, and then he ends up shattering your team because you're turned to the side and not protecting your teammates because you're trying to get the swing damage and stuff. So if your team would have called to focus the Rhine, you would have killed him, and then you can go on to the next target, and then your team wouldn't have been shattered and everything.
Yeah, and we would have actually had a chance to win this. I know the Sombra is backing up, and I'm like, well, what the hell? And then I noticed she's throwing a translocator.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is this your frames or is this my frames?
This is my frames.
Oh, okay.
My CPU just is a really
shit the bed
one.
randomly.
It's an old AMD.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like the very beginning of this, it works out. Everything encodes at like 720, and then at some points it'll just drop frames for like 30 seconds, and then it goes straight back to being the same.
Oh, okay. Is it like freezing for you in game, or is it just?
No. It's just when I encode.
Okay.
Yeah, this is terrible.
So any other starter, they just used bubble. Okay.
I get to go for the Ash.
Do you hit somebody with this? With the shatter?
I hit the
turret. Oh, you hit the...
I hit the turrets. I was trying to hit the...
Yeah, I'm trying to hit them. Okay. Okay, so going for this slam, you see this, right? Do you...
Yeah, I see the sim wall, and that's why I was trying to get it off before they could cross over.
Okay.
It wasn't very successful.
Mm-hmm. So you're...
And I probably should have been playing the left-hand side of that because there's a lot more space.
Yeah, so since it's overtime, you know that they're going to have to touch point, like, to do it, right? So you going for this play, it's better to wait for the sim wall 1. You can wait for it to go down, and then if you can kill them. Or, because these are just supports, so they're not going to end up killing you. And they're like, that's what you want to kill, right? So you wait for either the sim wall to go down or the right in front of you so that you can get the shot, because, they have nothing to really stop you. So if they, they want to go this way, then okay, cool. Now you just go here, and then you shatter them because they're not behind wall. If they're playing behind this, then go up and swing them. Like, you don't need to use shatter right when you get it in overtime. You can use it to make sure that you secure the point, so you don't have to, like, rush, using the shatters and stuff. Like, think about, okay, am I actually going to get a hit on this person? Or, because right now this is gonna like hinder you from getting the shatter off. On the last shatter, the brig was in front of you, but you went for the shatter, and that has a high chance of getting stunned. So like, I can see that it's kind of like a recurring shit. Like, think about the shatter and like think about before you use, like, okay, can I get value out of this? How am I gonna get like the best value out of this in like the beginning? And then when you see those, opportunities rise, then go for the shatter. Like, if you have a brig, call for the brig stun. If you see Rhine shield down, then go for the shatter. You don't need to try and make big hero plays, if it has a high success at like failure, especially since it's overtime, if you miss the shatter, now you don't have it in case, you know, they all get re-engaged, and that's how you end up losing the fight or something, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm generally an off-tank main, so me playing main tank is not the best things on the planet sometimes, but I gotta get better at it.
If nobody else wants to play it, yeah.
Well, not only that, but how else do I get better at the game if I can't learn the main functional heroes of the game?
That's true.
Fucking sucked.
It sucked.
That was unfortunate that you didn't have a bunch of team that was like dealing with fire and stuff. But
again,
still other
my
plays.
misplays and I should just be focusing on what I'm doing instead of what my team is doing.
Yep. Okay, so since I think that's just all just other things, what do you think the main things with Ryan you should be looking to work on?
Don't use my fire strike for stupid shit.
Okay, so we can see it better. Like, okay, so yeah, if we're going through like fire strike stuff, because you know they're gonna be coming through this way, you can like throw it through, you know, these holes or whatever, or you just or you just wait for you see the Rhine moving up, and then you just throw the fire strike, you know, at the Rhine, and then that's like the easy beginner way. You just look for the Rhine and throw a fire strike at the Rhine, and then if you get multiple people, then it's like, you know, a bonus or whatever. But Rhine's such a big target that it's an easy way to start learning to use your fire strikes and just farming it that way, just throwing it at Rhine. And then eventually, once you get in the habit of like doing that, then you can start looking for, okay, you know, let me try and throw it at, you know, the supports in the backline. So you're actually like, you're looking for certain targets or certain spots that the supports like to play, and then you throw a fire strike there because you know they're gonna have to peek outwards and then to, you know, heal their tanks or something. Then they get hit with a fire strike and they have no heals. But to begin with, just look to save your fire strike to throw it onto the Rhine so you can start building your shatters faster, and then you actually get, you know, value out of it, because right now it's like a wasted resource.
Yeah, my charges, I probably should just unbind it.
And then yeah, for the charges, think about, you know, if the charge is actually gonna hit. Like the way I do it is like, if I know I have like, you know, a 70% chance to hit or something, then, you know, it's an okay time. Like for most of the times when you're using charge, you didn't get much value, or you put yourself at a risk. So even if you did get value, it was still a risky charge, and it's not gonna help you out in the long run, because then it's just, you can get countered and then turned on really easily. So like, think about where your charge is actually going to end up when you press shift. Like you press shift here, and then you're like, oh, I'm going for somebody like in the middle, but then you think about, okay, where, if I miss, where am I going to end up? I'm going to end up all the way the freak back behind them, and then it's useless. So go for like, you know, short pins. If you're here, go for a pin here, go for a pin here. Don't go for a pin straight, because you're going to be end up super far, right? So like, look for like the short pins, and then if people show up in there, then okay, hit the pin and you're good to go. So then you have like a good idea like in your head going into the fight. Okay, if somebody walks past here, then you know you're going to pin, so you're like set and your action time's ready to go, because you're never going to be looking for a pin like down the middle.
Yeah, no.
And then let's see, for your shatters, what do you think you need to work on?
Consistency, target prioritization, and calling for follow-up. I just got to make sure to remember to also ensure that the rest of my team knows that I have shatter, because if they know that I'm looking to make the plays, they're more likely to be responsive and follow up with me.
Yeah. So yeah, so making sure that your team can follow up, calling it when it's going to be used, and then making sure that enemy team has used their resources before you use the shatter. So
yeah,
if you see a Brig coming up to you, okay, has she used stun? Does she have her shield up? Okay, she has both of those. Let's not, you know, shatter in front. Winston, you're looking to shatter Winston. Does he have bubble? Oh, he doesn't have bubble. Okay, shatter. If not, if he still has bubble, then you don't want to use it, because if his reaction time's good, you can still block it, or they can throw it in front of you before you're getting the shatter. Same with Ryan. If he has a shield, then you want to try and break it or something before you can get the shatter off. So it's just making sure that going into the fight, you're paying attention to all the resources around, and then getting your shatter off anyways. Because you know how many times like you see a Zarya out in the open, then you go for a shatter, and then she just uses her personal bubble, and then it's, you know, like a waste or something. Like sometimes that happens to me, so it's like I didn't pay attention to.
I do that a lot with Zarya.
Yeah, so she's like you know, you think she used it in the fight, but really didn't. So it's like waiting to use the shatter until you know all those resources have been used, and then, you know, you actually get value out of it. Because otherwise, you know, what happens to where, you know, you shatter like nothing, or they get away, or they use all the resources to not get shattered by it, and then it's just a wasted ult.
Basically my VOD.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so just in the beginning it started off, you know, you got some like big shatters and stuff, and then it's just consistency, you know, making sure that if you do everything right, then it's going to happen more and more often. That's how you get, like, you know, the big shatters, the, you know, team plays, and that's how you're going to carry your team through it.
I'm by no means a main tank player. I like playing main tank. I really do enjoy playing Reinhardt. I enjoy playing Orisa. I think Monkey is hella fun to play if he's got the right team comp.
Yeah.
And I just want to get better at it because I'm a Diva main with 200 hours. I play Zarya. I don't play Roadhog only because I hook Diva bombs into my team, and so yeah. I don't play him. I just don't. And I'm just like, okay, the tanks are some of the most fun plays in the game. To me.
Yeah.
They're the most fun. And so I just want to get better overall at them. And I know that I'm only silver right now, but I can make a difference. I know that if I work on what you're giving me, I can probably climb pretty easily. I just want to make sure that I get it right.
Yeah, because playing with you is all about being that like team leader and stuff. So I hear that you're doing the comms, which is perfect, and then, you know, just keep doing that, and then you can be setting up like, you know, the plays, like looking, like always press tab and look at your team's ults, so then you know what you have, and you can like set up the next engagement. So like, okay, let's look for Grav, just nano me, so then you don't overuse ults, and like saying that, because I think probably especially in like the lower tiers, people might just use their ults. Like,
yeah, it's a big thing, you know. Oh,
yeah,
Grav happens, we'll use Barrage and Visor at the same time.
Yeah, so then for you, you could just be the one to be like, okay, let's only use Grav, Barrage, let's only use, like, you know, Nano, Visor, and then after, if those don't work, then you be okay, you use Nano, like use Visor or something now. So then you can start being that team leader to set up, or like make sure that you're only a certain amount of ults are being used, so then you have a better success and winning, because then you have ults for multiple fights, and you're cycling ult economy and all that other stuff, you know.
All right, cool.
But I think that's
that's
all about it. I don't know, do you have any other questions, or?
The best way to beat out the shield battle for Rein, aside from having the DPS, is generally just Fire Strike, or just push on them aggressively.
For them to waste their shield?
Yeah.
I mean, as Rein, Fire Strike doesn't do damage. So it's the only way you're gonna have them waste their shield is if their DPS is focusing. So that's you going into the fight and being like, okay, I want to shatter, everybody break shield. Like I always say this, okay, I've shattered, can we focus Rein's shield? So you're just telling that to your teammates, so everybody's looking to focus Rein's shield. So then it's pretty much the DPS is the only way his Ryan shield's gonna get broken. If he's not using it and he's just like, you know, backing up and not using a shield, then your DPS at least have a chance to, you know, shoot somebody or something. So as long as they're throwing damage in that general direction, he's gonna waste it. And then other than that, you can try, you know, pushing past him to get the shatter. If you know he doesn't, that's the one risky play. If you have a Lucy, you can look for like speed boost shatter or something if he's, you know, but you have to only do those if you know that Imran doesn't have shatter.
All right, cool. That's my only question, really. You've explained everything else to me, and
all right, well, I hope it helps. You can use some of, like, you know, to submit another VOD later. Hopefully it worked.
You'll get another VOD in like 2 or 3 weeks, and it'll be, hey, here's how
You're improved, yeah.
Yeah. It'll be an improvement.
Yeah.
Improvement VOD. I swear, I promise.
Awesome. All right, well.
But thank you so much, Ace.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.
All
Let's
right.
go back to you kicking ass.
Yeah, we'll do. All right, peace.
Jumping.
All right. How can I submit my VOD for review? In my Discord, I have a sub VOD review thing, and you can just submit your VOD there. And then pretty much as I'm streaming, I just go down the list, and then if you're here when I'm doing a VOD review, then I just pick yours up when you're there. Because you have to, I want the person to be in Discord when I talk to them, because I have to ask them all these questions and stuff. So yeah, you just submit it to my Discord, and then it's there, and then yeah, that's when I do the